Hello students, today we are going to discuss about new chapter, and the name of the chapter is synthetic fibers and plastic. So first of all I will just write the name of the chapter, which is synthetic fibers and plastic. As the name suggests, synthetic fibers and plastic, in this chapter we are going to discuss about the various synthetic fibers, various man-made fibers which are known as synthetic fibers, and along with that we are also going to talk about plastic, different types of plastic, uses of plastic, how plastic is useful, and at the same time how plastic is very harmful for us. So all these topics will be included in this chapter. One very important, very little but very important thing, that the spelling of fibers, F-I-B-R-E-S or F-I-E-B-E-R, F-I-B-R-E-S or F-I-B-E-R-S. So both these spellings are correct. This is my experience that whenever I teach this chapter, every time the students always they ask about this spelling, that which is the correct one. So the correct one, like one is American and the other one is British English. So it's depends upon you which spelling do you want to write. So both the spellings are correct. So I may be using one time this spelling F-I-B-R-E-S, but maybe other time I can write F-I-B-E-R-S. So this was a small little thing which I just wanted to let you know. Now coming to the point, first of all we'll talk about the fabrics or clothes. We all know how cloth is important for us. It plays a very important role in our life. And if you go to market, and obviously when you go for shopping, you might have seen different kind of clothes, different kind of cloth or clothes, which are made up of different kind of fabrics. Now it can be of like cotton, jute, or woolen. If you talk about woolen clothes, it can be of nylon, polyester. Many varieties are available in the market. What is these material made up of? Are all these natural, or all these are man-made or synthetic? So now let's talk about this, that the cloth which is available in the market, or I should talk about the fabric, the fabrics which many different kinds of fabrics are available, and all these fabrics are made up of yarn. What is now all these yarn helps to, yarn is made up of fibers, but the main point is, or we can say fabrics are made up of fibers. This one is quite simple. Fabrics are made up of fibers. But then what are fibers, or what is fiber? So now we'll talk about fibers. What is the meaning of fiber and how it is made? Now, as I said, that if you talk about any kind of fabric, for any kind of fabric, the fibers are the smaller unit, or fabrics are made up of fibers. Fabrics are made up of fibers. Now, how these fibers are made up of? Actually, these fibers are made up of very small unit, are made up of very small units called monomers. Fabrics are made up of fibers, and how fibers are made up of? Fibers are made up of like small units, and these small units are known as monomers. Now, these all monomers, they combine. Monomers combine, or I can write many monomers. Many monomers combines end to end together to form polymers. I said fabrics are made up of fibers. Fibers are made up of monomers. Fibers are made up of monomers. And what is monomers? It is a small unit of the fabric or fiber. Now, when these monomers combine, when these monomers, many monomers, when many monomers combine end to end in like a chain, when a long chain is formed, this long chain is known as polymers. This long chain is known as polymers. Now, how can we, what is the meaning of polymer? How can we explain this word now, polymers? Actually, polymer is a Greek word. It is a Greek word which is made by two words, poly and mers. Now, poly means many. Poly means many, and mers means unit, and mer means units. That means polymers are the one which are made by many units. Polymers are the one which are made by many small units. Fabrics are made up of fibers. Fibers are made up of small units which are known as monomers. These all monomers, they combine end to end together. They form a chain, and this long chain is known as polymers. So, what is the meaning of polymer? It is a Greek word. Poly means many and mers means units. That means polymers are made up of very small units known as monomers. It is one and the same thing. Polymers are made up of very small unit, known as monomers. We can write one sentence in different way. Either we can write that monomers, they combine to form polymers, or polymer is formed by the combination of monomers. That means when many monomers combine, they form polymers. Poly itself is suggesting poly means many and mers means unit. That means when many small units combine, they form polymers. So, we can even say that fibers are made up of polymers. Fibers are made up of polymers. Fibers are made up of polymers. Now, the formation of polymer, like the arrangement of monomers, can be in different forms. Like when monomers, like these are monomers. Now, when they are combining in a straight way, When they are combining in this way, then it is known as linear arrangement. It is known as linear arrangement. But they can also combine in this way, like all these are monomers, and they can get combined in this way also. In this way also they can combine. Here we can see that monomers are there. So this kind of arrangement is known as cross-linked arrangement. It is known as cross-linked arrangement. That means polymers can be formed by the different kind of arrangements of the monomers. It can be in a straight way, which is known as linear arrangement, or it can be in this form, which is known as cross-linked arrangement. Now, we are discussing about the fabrics. We know that in market we can see different kinds of fabric. Now, all these fabrics are made up of this small unit is known as fibers. Fibers are made up of polymers. Poly means many, mers means units. That means polymers are made up of many small units. These small units of polymers are known as monomers. Very simple. So, the fibers are made up of polymers. Now, these fibers can be divided into two categories. Fibers can be divided into two categories, natural and artificial. We will talk more about that, but just I will have to dust this out. And so, please note these points, very small, and it is one of the easiest chapter of the syllabus. So, I do not think so this part is very difficult. Just note it and we will be discussing the next thing. We were talking about the fibers. Now, we will talk about that how fibers can be divided into two categories. Like fibers can be natural fiber, it can be natural fiber, and it can be artificial fiber. Artificial fiber. Now, natural fiber, the name itself suggests that natural fibers are those which are which we get from the nature. So, how can we define natural fiber? Natural fibers are one. Natural fibers are one which we get from the nature. Natural fibers are one which we get from the nature. Now, which fibers do we get from the nature? And we all know the examples of natural fibers because we have done this in 7th standard. So, the examples of the natural fiber can be jute, it can be cotton, it can be linen, and it can be like silk, and it can be wool. So, there can be various examples of the natural fibers. What is the meaning of natural fiber? Natural fibers are the one which we get from the nature. The name itself, the word nature is itself suggesting that natural fibers are the one which we get from the nature. So, here I have written the examples of natural fibers: jute, cotton, linen, silk and wool. Now, what is the meaning of artificial fibers? Now, artificial fibers or man-made fibers, are called as artificial fiber, are called as artificial fibers. Now, can we all suggest in mine only, because I won't be able to hear you. So, what are the examples of artificial fibers? It can be like nylon, it can be polyester, it can be like terylene. All these examples can be of the it all belongs to the category of artificial fibers. So, what is the meaning of artificial fibers? Artificial fibers are those fibers which are made by men. Now, this artificial fiber can also be known as, like I have written over here, man-made fibers. It can also be known as synthetic fibers. It can also be known as synthetic fibers. As the name of the chapter also suggests, that we are going to read now about the synthetic fibers. So, what is the meaning of synthetic fibers? Synthetic fibers are those fibers which are made by men. These are artificial fibers, and the natural one are the one which the raw material, okay, the raw material is obtained from the nature. Now, along with this, there are certain materials which are semi-synthetic also, which are semi-synthetic. Now, what is the meaning of semi-synthetic? Semi-synthetic means the one which is made up of, the raw material, which is a little bit taken from the nature, and someone mixed the artificial or the man-made also. So, along with natural fibers and artificial fibers, there are certain fibers which are also which comes in the category of semi-synthetic. That means they are neither purely natural nor they are synthetic. That means by the mixture of the natural as well as the artificial fibers, certain fibers are made, and then such kind of fibers are known as semi-synthetic fibers. So, here we have discussed that how the fibers can be divided. Now, fibers can be divided into natural and the artificial one. Natural fibers are the fibers which we get from the nature, and the artificial are the one which is made by the human beings. Now, artificial fiber can also be known as man-made fibers or synthetic fibers, and there are certain fibers which are made by the mixture of natural and artificial fibers. I am saying this word, I am utilizing this word fiber many times. But if I want to define fiber, how can we define fiber? Now, I will write the synthetic fiber over this side. Now, if I want to define fiber, how can I define fiber? We know that fabrics are made up of fibers. Fibers are made up of polymers, and polymers are made up of monomers. That means monomers is the smallest unit. Many monomers, they combine to form polymer, and polymer combines to form fiber, and fibers are they are knit together to form fabric. Now, what is the meaning of the, meaning we understood, but how can we define fiber? What is fiber? So, if I want to write the definition of the fiber over here, so what is fiber? Actually, fiber means it is a thread-like structure which is very strong, which is very durable, and it can be used to make cloth, as it is flexible also. So how can I define fibers? These are long thread. These are long thread which are long thread which are very strong. These are very strong, very durable and flexible. These are long thread which are very strong, durable, I have not written durable, flexible and can be. Now fibers, we are reading this thing many a times, but now exact way to remember this is what actually it is nothing but just thread like structure which is very strong and strong, flexible and can be converted to make can be converted or used is a very correct word, used to make cloth. Now not only cloth, but it can be used to make net, it can be used to make ropes, it can be used to make n number of things. It can be used to make n number of things, means many things can be made by the fibers. So what are fibers actually? These are thread like structures which are very strong, which are very durable, but they has to be flexible also. So these are flexible also, and so that is the reason that it is used to make different kind of things and basically the cloth. So here now we understood that what is the meaning of fabric. Fabric is formed by many large, like fabric is chain, like I can say it is made up of fibers, long structure which is fiber. Fibers are made up of large compound which are known as polymers. Polymers are then made up of small compounds which are known as monomers. So this is how the fabric is formed. But now we will talk about how different kind of fibers are used to make different kind of things, and what are the special quality of the fibers. See, all human beings, like I am talking about behavior, each and every human being is different. Your behavior is quite different from your friend's behavior. Your nature is quite different from your parents' nature. In the same way, when we talk about synthetic fibers also, overall characteristics will be same. Overall features of human beings will be same, but the characteristics, their features, certain special things. So in the same way, we are going to talk about certain synthetic fibers along with their features, their characteristic features, their special characteristic features. So first of all, we are going to talk about rayon. Now we will talk more about rayon. Just please note all these points. First of all, we will talk about rayon. Now what is this rayon? Actually this neither comes in the category of purely synthetic fabric and nor it comes in the category of the natural fabric. So what it is? It is actually semi-synthetic fiber. It is semi-synthetic fiber. It is semi-synthetic fiber. It is a semi-synthetic fiber. How it is made and why it is known as semi-synthetic fiber? Actually, it was formed in late 19th century. It was formed in late 19th century, or even we can say early 20th century or early 20th century. And one very special quality or characteristic feature of this fiber is that it gives the it appears or it gives an appearance like silk. So it was made as an alternative of silk, was made or used, was made, yeah, I have written was, so I need to write was made as an alternative silk, alternative of silk. Now when I am saying that it can be used or it used to be used or it is used, that means the word, important word which I am using over here is alternative of silk. When we can use one thing in place of another, when it has got the characteristic, when the characteristics of both the things are same. Same is the case here also. The characteristic of rayon and silk goes with each other, that means they matches with each other. We are talking about synthetic fibers, but still I will say that rayon doesn't comes totally under the category of artificial or man-made fiber. Why it doesn't comes? Because it is made up of wood pulp. It is made up of wood pulp. Wood pulp is used to make rayon. Now we all know wood is a natural thing, and when some substance which is natural, or we can say that when wood is used which is a natural substance, how can we say that this material is totally synthetic? No, it is not. Why? Because wood pulp is there. Cellulose of wood pulp is used. Cellulose of wood pulp is used. So it came into existence as an alternative of silk. That means it has got the characteristic features, or it has something in it like silk, that we are going to talk about now. But before that we will talk about wood pulp, how wood pulp is used and what is done to wood pulp to convert this into rayon. So first of all, wood pulp is dissolved. Wood pulp is dissolved in alkali. This wood pulp is dissolved in alkali. Now this solution is known as viscose, and now it is passed through many minute holes. It is passed through minute holes of, say, what I am talking about? I am talking about the material which is neither synthetic nor natural. It is made by using wood pulp. And how it is made? The wood pulp is utilized, that means the cellulose of wood pulp is taken, it is dissolved in alkali, and when this solution, when the wood pulp get dissolved in alkali, that solution is passed through these small holes, it is passed through these small holes of the spinneret, and after this it is used, can be used to make the fibers, but then it has to be little strong, durable, hard also. So again now it is like H2SO4 is passed, H2SO4 is used to make it hard. So now first of all is what is done? Wood pulp is taken, cellulose of wood pulp is taken, which is dissolved in alkali. Now when the solution is formed, that means when the wood pulp get dissolved in alkali, then that solution is passed to these small holes, and from there this it get converted into a fiber like structure. Now to make it very strong, it is passed or dipped into H2SO for our sulfuric acid. Now after this it is used to it can be used to make the fabric. So this is how the wood pulp is utilized to make this fiber. Now we will talk about the properties of rayon. That what are the properties of rayon? Now we will be talking about properties of rayon. So first of all, the very first thing is its property. Now what is the property? That it can be used as the alternative of silk. When it can be used as the alternative of silk, that means it has to look like silk. This is very, very important, that it has to look like silk, and then only it can be used as an alternative. So appearance is like silk. Appearance is silk-like. That means it is shiny, it is smooth, it is silky, it is like having all the qualities of silk, like it is smooth, it is silky, it is soft to touch, it is soft to touch. At the same time, this is very strong also. It is very strong. It is also very good absorbent. It is also very good absorbent. And you might have observed that if you use silk, or basically the more silk is utilized in the kurtas or in the girls dresses, like girls use silk more, or if we talk about the males, then the kurtas are made basically, and sometimes the shirts also it is made, but few of them use, only few males use silk shirts. So the main thing which I was saying, that when you see a mama using the silk sari, you will observe that it get wrinkled very fast. So at the same time, this one also get wrinkled. It get wrinkled. So these all are very important properties of rayon. Means what are the properties? It looks like silk. It is very soft like silk, that silky touch is there, it is very soft, it is very smooth, but at the same time it is very strong also. It is very good absorbent also, and it get wrinkled also. It get wrinkled also. Now, what are the other properties? Like first of all, actually according to the properties only the uses are also decided. Yes, so like what can be the uses? If we talk about the uses, what are the uses? It is very, very useful, as it is a cheaper alternative of the silk. That means the one who do not want to go for an expensive silk can have the material similar to the silk. So it is used to make saris. It is also used to make all dresses, like all dresses including dupattas. I don't feel to write this, just all the dresses. Along with that, it is also used to make cap, hats, then maybe the bed sheets. It is also utilized to make carpets. Then it is also utilized to make certain kinds of tires. So all these are the uses of the rayon. Now, along with that, we'll talk about certain synthetic fibers particular characteristics. So that we are going to talk all together in the at the last of the chapter. So for now, all these are the main characteristics of the or the properties of the rayon, and these are the uses. And as this is a cheaper alternative of silk, and that is the reason it can be used in at various places. Even it is used to make bandages also, if we talk about. So it is used to make bandages, and at the same time, as this doesn't melt, there are many fabrics which we are going to read in the next part of this chapter only. Many fabrics, they melt and they stick to the body, but it doesn't melt, it does not melt. It does not melt, and that is the reason it is used for bandages, and also in tires, tire cords, and there are certain other uses also, like maybe like in even the aprons, which are basically used in the kitchens. So it is also used in the aprons, as it does not melt, and it burns at high temperature. It burns at high temperature. So that is the thing, that the properties decides the uses. If the property, it shows the property of getting melted, or gets stick, or it catches fire very easily, then it will never be used in making aprons. But it's not the case. It burns at very high temperature, and basically it do not melt. Now we all understood that why it is known as semi-synthetic, because the raw material which is used to make the rayon is wood pulp, which is the natural cellulose, and that is the reason, again the same thing, that we cannot say that this is a completely natural or completely artificial fabric. And basically it is used in place of the silk. And so one more special quality, that silk drapes can be draped well. That means the fall is good. If your mother wears the sari, then the cotton sari requires more time, because that needs time to to get draped properly. It takes time, but it doesn't take time because it goes well, it drapes well. So all these are the characteristics of the rayon, and now we are going to talk about the next synthetic fiber. But now which we are going to talk about will be the totally synthetic fiber, in which the natural substances or we can say the natural fiber thing, like here as we are using the wood pulp, it is not used. So the petroleum things, the petroleum products are used. So now we will be talking about the next one. Please note this.